Okay.
All right. Um, we had it out here today by the Tuscaloosa Regional Airport in one of the park recreation parks on the south side of the airport. Unfortunately, there's been a aircraft that was in distress and crashed in the park. There are some houses. The FAA are on the way from Birmingham to start an investigation along with the NTSB out of Atlanta. The lead law enforcement agency will be the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Department, and they're taking charge of the scene until the FAA gets here. There's been a lot of multi-jurisdictional effort here. The Tuscaloosa Fire Department, the Northport Fire Department, TPD, the Northport Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, and others. But it's a sad day, and we just want everybody to pray for the families.
I just want to echo what Mayor Herndon just said. As all of you know, we had a plane crash occur a couple hours ago with loss of life. At this time, we're not in a position to give out exact numbers or any details. The Sheriff's Office will be the lead law enforcement agency in this matter. They're going to be assisted by the FAA and the NTSB in this investigation. We've been in contact and just recently had a conversation with Sheriff Abernathy as well. We'd also like to highlight what Mayor Herndon just talked about. This was a multi-jurisdictional effort at its finest with Fire and Rescue, TPD, Northport PD, Sheriff's Office. And so it really speaks to the collective response of all the different agencies that were involved. We appreciate your patience. We know there are families who will be hurting greatly because of this. And we certainly are doing our best and our due diligence to make sure that we do this in a way that honors them and that gives them the opportunity to have some peace as they begin a very difficult journey. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Mayor, are there any survivors?
It appears not.
What time was the crash?
I believe the call came in around 11:10, 11:15 in that time frame.
Were they departing Tuscaloosa Airport or arriving, or some other situation?
I don't know at this time.
Just what's your general reaction to have a plane crash only a short distance away from the airport and so many lives be lost?
Well, I'll ask Mayor Herndon to touch on this as well. I mean, certainly it's a sad day for everyone, for our community. And although it appears that this flight didn't originate out of Tuscaloosa, it certainly, we heard for the families that are involved. But the silver lining is this, and I'm proud of the response of the multi-jurisdictional effort from the county, the city of Northport, city of Tuscaloosa. So when something does happen, you can expect that our response is going to be at the highest level.
I know that from the things that we heard, they were going to be landing in Tuscaloosa. They did send out reportedly a distress signal, something with a malfunction of the plane. Tuscaloosa Fire Department was right on the scene. In fact, they were waiting for, I understand, at the base of the tower for the plane to land, and unfortunately, it didn't make it to the runway. And so Tuscaloosa Fire took the initiative, came across the runway, came through the gates here within just a couple of 3 minutes. But it was they did everything they could. So kudos to Tuscaloosa Fire. Northport Fire was right behind them. But it's the plan was to understand they were going to be landing in Tuscaloosa.
Any injuries on the ground?
Not beyond the fatalities.
Was this park even open at the time when the crash happened, or was it for all intents and purposes closed and you guys come through the gate to get to the base?
I don't know.
From what I gathered, Tuscaloosa Fire opened the gate and came through.
Y'all know any more about the distress signal or what they may have said?
Yes, I do not.
Any other questions?
Don't know where they were coming from.
What can you tell us about this park in general? Because many of us have never even been over here.
It's a new para facility. It's a passive park, as you can tell, with trails and picnic areas. The park was open at the time. I don't know if anyone was in the park at the time of the crash. It appears not. But certainly, I think the hesitation we all have in this is we're only 2 hours into this matter. There's a lot of details that haven't surfaced. We need to give time to the Sheriff's Office, to the joint agency from Tuscaloosa County that will be looking into this, and then the federal partners from the FAA and the NTSB to come in. And certainly the most important, there are families away from here that either do not know what has happened or are getting some very bad news right now. And the worst thing we could do is put out information that's not correct or not accurate. And I know that Mayor Herndon joins me in extending our prayers on behalf of this entire community to those families, because none of us would want to wake up today and have that type of news.
Technically, is this park in Tuscaloosa or Northport jurisdiction?
It's actually in the county.
It's in the county.
It's in the county.
It's
So
in the county.
that's dangerous.
Can y'all say what type of plane?
Not right now.
The sheriff's office and their PIO will be handling communications from this point forward. Certainly, the sheriff's office is well coordinated, well integrated in this, and they're going to do an outstanding job.